I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we're analysing VAR and penalty decisions in the Premier League. And today we're doing Bournemouth against Liverpool, as Liverpool stormed forward. I mean, this to me was one of the games I thought they were going to drop points at. Bournemouth's a tough place to go. They're a really well, put together team. They're playing great football. Them and Nottingham Forest, to me, are two of my favourite teams to watch currently in the Premier League. And I've got a couple of little soft spots for them. So let me tell you why. As a coach, I was... when you first start coaching and you're doing certain things all over the world, you don't have a reputation. So there's two things to get you by: qualifications and reputation. Okay, well, we've got the qualifications, don't have the reputation. So you can't pick up great teams. You're not going to walk up and get a great team, doesn't matter where it is or what level. So what I sort of made a name of doing is picking up players that other teams would get rid of, they would cut, wouldn't say were good enough, make them better, and then batter all those teams that they got dropped from. And to me, Bournemouth and sort of Nottingham Forest are those teams that got all the players that nobody else really wanted because their names aren't amazing and they don't have this, PR department and all. But they're all brilliant footballers, and all it needed was someone to come along, put their arm around them and make them into a team. And that's happened at Bournemouth, and that's happened at Nottingham Forest. So I thought Bournemouth were going to end up at least getting a draw away here, when Liverpool went away to play down there in the Cherries. And if you don't know why they're called the Cherries, it's because it used to be an orchard. I used to spent a lot of time down Bournemouth, down there at Sandbanks when I was a kiddie. My folks used to have a place down there at Sandbanks. Used to be there all the time, and I do like that area quite well. But the reason I'm sort of hanging on here is because I don't really want to talk about this, because basically it was a good game of football. This is the sort of games of football that you want to watch. Either team can score. Both teams are kind of going for each other. Great game of football. But then there's a VAR decision, and it's a dodgy one. Yes, is it? No, it isn't. It isn't. And this is my problem with VAR. If this happens without VAR and they don't give a penalty, everyone goes, "Oh yeah, because it was kind of soft. He kicked his foot and he tripped him on." But did he kick his foot? Well, we don't know because we can't see it. It's one of those. He tripped himself or he kicked his foot on. No. But because we've got VAR, everybody wants to get the decision perfect. And football's not perfect. You can't get the decisions right all of the time. And that's why I get sort of frustrated when you have a decision like this. And you can't say you can't do it because it ruins a great game and then you never know what the result might be. Because unfortunately, you have to give the penalty. And I disagree with giving the penalty, but I also say it has to be a penalty. And that's because of VAR. Because you have to go, he cuts Gakpo and Gakpo kicks himself. And you have to give the penalty. But more importantly, what you have to do is not have one player creating a pocket of space where they can play the ball into the first place to create this running, the running behind. Gakpo does the right things by sort of running across the defender, slowing the ball down there. The other issue I've got as well, I've tried free framing it and getting the exact contact where Gakpo's leg gets sort of touched ever so slightly and knocked in. You can't get it. And that's my problem again. VAR might be able to do it because they've got whizzy technology or whizzy technology. Yeah, let's just say that. But you can't exactly get it. And my initial thought was it was actually outside the box, the initial contact. It really was. So watch here as this goes. See if you can see. Oh no, maybe not. See, there's the point again. I can't really slow it down and stop it fast enough and all of that. But it's just one little thing, controversial. That's what we're talking about, and not the good football. Not the fact that Bournemouth missed open goals on the back post, hit the post, under all that good stuff. It's just this. That's all we talk about now. And it's so frustrating. It's one of the reasons why I fell out of love with football so long ago, is because you never get to talk about football anymore. It's all these refereeing decisions. It's all of these other things instead of, oh my God, did you see? When I was a kid, there used to be a thing called, I wasn't a kid actually. Showing my age. The thing called the Showboat, and they were showing someone's amazing skills on the weekend. And there was always loads of players doing brilliant skills, beating each other. Doesn't happen. This is all we talk about, and it's just horrible. As I'm going back, and now I'm looking at it a billion times more. Look, yeah, his foot's on the line, so even if he does touch him after that point, it is a pen because he's in the box. But me trying to stop it at that little clip bit here is never, ever going to happen. But also, the Bournemouth player doesn't complain. He doesn't. which kind of gives the game away that he has touched him. And the other point as well is like a lot of people have opinions of football. I was doing live streams of a couple of them, and they haven't really played the game at any sort of level, and they just don't know what they're talking about. Like if you're running and I push you like that, little touch, you're going to fall over, or you're not running at full pace. Full pace is very, very different than just jogging. Completely different. And if you've ever run at full pace, any little touch or any little nick will cause you. See, that's the other thing that I think is kind of weird. He's put his hands up straight away, instantly. It's like, oh, I touched him, but I didn't touch him. You know, it's almost like an admission of guilt straight away. So frustrating that this is what we have to talk about. Oh, I can't stand it. Let's just talk about the penalty. And then it's Mo Salah. He's taking a penalty. Guess what he's going to do? Kick it into the net box. Yeah. Easy. Boring. This is Liverpool playing on the counter-attack, and I think this is Curtis Jones making a pass into here, and off they go to the races. And this is the point, and this is why I get so frustrated by those VAR calls and that sort of rubbish. You don't get to talk about how many great saves there were in the game, how many good shots and opportunities, because ultimately no one cares. Like, it's just fluff in the background. No one wants to talk about any of that. It's just the controversy, clickbait nonsense, and I cannot stand that. But you have to talk about it. Well, maybe I won't in the future. I'm coming to a turning point. We've had enough. I just want to talk about football. It's interesting watching Luis Diaz run, though, because as he was running, the whole time he was looking forward here. He was looking forward. Now, you can see this gap. That's one of the things defensively I'd be worried about. But I do like this with Bournemouth. One little Mo Salah, 2 players. Fantastic. Love it. One of the interesting things that Luis Diaz does here, and one of my downfalls when I was first coach, I was so bad at this one thing. It was like, we've got the ball, we're going to ram it down your throat as fast as possible. Here he doesn't. He slows the tempo of the game down. I can remember a player talking to me, and he's like, we've just defended the ball, my goalkeeper's got it, and he's launched it down the field. And my strikers looked at me and gone, Coach, I've just run down there to defend. I've run all the way up here, and before I'm here, the keeper's already launched it. Like, can't you just give us a breather? Can't you just let me get our breath for 15 seconds, 20 seconds? And I was like, you know what? He's 100% right. I'm so wrong, and us just trying to play fast all of the time. So you have to mix it up a bit. Go back to one of Cash's main philosophies. You have to mix it up a bit. And I love the way he slows it down here, slowing down, waiting for stuff to happen, and a little flick ball. See that? Thump outside of the foot. Flick, bang. Can't telegraph it, can't really get to it. But because of the Bournemouth players having run backwards, they're in no position now to come and pressure this ball. Who this would have been is what I call the second recovery. Whoever is, you've got your first line of recovery that's trying to, put pressure on the ball and get back in shape. And your second line would be the ones coming in to try to any sort of second balls or any passes back into the middle area you'd deal with. And that's what you're really looking for to come and deal with this here. And they haven't. And that thing I was talking about is like calm down and relax a little. That's what Mo Salah's done. When the line's gone back, the Bournemouth players have panicked just a little bit and dropped off him, allowing Mo Salah to have the space to receive the pass. And if you don't know, he might kick it in the goal if you give him some space, so you don't want to do that. But Salah's created it just by slowing down. One of the most, if you're a player and you want to learn how to create space inside the box, if you're a striker, stand still. Everyone else will run away from you. I promise you, just stand still. That's what Mo does. Bomb, out it goes, receiving the ball. Now that's the time you get on him, okay? As soon as he takes that touch, you have to get, see if I can draw the line close enough, about there. That's where you want to get. Any further away and you cannot do anything, okay? You might as well not be there. So as he makes that touch, you need to get that boom. Do you see he's already got in his defensive position? That is too far away. Way too far away. That is probably about 4 feet. That is too far, because what Mo Salah can do, he can just kick it into the net box. And I'll show you something on this technique as well. I don't know how many of you can actually curve a football properly and actually curl a ball, and there's different ways of being able to do it. But when you're stood still, you're actually injuring your hip and your knee when you do it. Now, when I can't do it, well, I can do it, but I just don't want to because it hurts. And I'm going to show you where what his foot looks like on the movement as he's curling the ball, so you can identify it and see it. And if you copy it, you'll be good at it, right? So watch this as he's striking the ball. He identifies it, and his foot is out flat, and then he whips it in like that, okay? and it was into the top corner net box. Blosh, there we go. Let me show you what I mean. I know you can't see his foot here, but I want you to see what you can at the end of it. Oh, it's too quick. It's too quick. Let me find a better one. Here we are. Perfect. Right. So what he's doing is pushing. He's hitting that part of the ball there, and he's turning that part of the ball. So that's the part of the ball that creates the spin. So how he's doing it, he's got his foot is flat, and his foot is going from a flat position, dun, 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 to a pointy position. He finishes it as a pointy position because he's whipping it around that. So it's a perfect shot to see it. Watch. Dosh. Do you see how he's finished there? Bam. That puts the spin on the ball. That puts it right into the far corner. Have a look at a little spinny. Do you see the spinny on the ball? And that's how you do it, boys and girls. I'm brilliant at doing it with the outside of my foot. Far better with the inside of my foot on my left foot than I am my right. Other than that, see you next time on Cash Talks Football.